In this video, I'm going to talk about Lewis structure worksheet 2, double bond or triple bond. So I have some notes on the top here. We have three kinds of the bond. Single bond is one line, two share electron. Double bond is two line, four share electron. And triple bond is three lines, six share electrons. And then here is the HONC rule. So if hydrogen and halogen maximum one bond, they are on the end only. Oxygen is maximum two bond, the middle and the end. And nitrogen will be three bond maximum, middle and the end. And then carbon and the least number of atoms, they will form maximum four bonds, and they will be in central and the middle. And one lone pair equals two leftover electron. Okay, so lone pair meaning like the electron that they did not share, they did not form the bond, so they're left over. But we want to use like pair, one pair equals two leftover electron. Now in the box here, we got to talk about some notes from the past two worksheet. Electrons repel each other. They repel, so how do we repel? Number one, electrons must be far from the bonding. Okay, electrons hate the bond hate the electrons, so they need to be far away. And then number two, the electrons are far from each other. You don't want to bring the electron close to each other. They hate each other, they have to be repelled. And then here is actually should be before NaSl. Now, before NaSl, you will always ask yourself two questions is, do I have special cases and do I have charge? Because before NaSl is before I start the math. So special case and charge will affect your numbers. And here, central atom Ca is the question I want to ask after I get my NaSl. Because after I get NaSl is done, I start to draw a picture. I need to decide, do I have central atom? Now, how do I know you have a central atom? Is if I have total number of the atoms is equal or greater than 3, then I have central atom. It's okay you don't have central atom, but if you do, you have to start with that first. And then, what are the two choices of the central atom? Can be either carbon or the least number atom. And then when do I need to bend is actually only one situation. When do I need to bend is when I have lone pair around central atom. And when do I not bending, I have two situations. One is no central atom, and then one is no lone pair around central atom. So these are the two situations, no bending. And then when I start to do the NaSl, I start with the bonds first and then the electron next. Because NaSl, the bonds come out from the mat first, and then the electron is the last step. So when you put the bonds and electron, you want to put the bonds in the picture first and finally electron. Do not do the other way around, like do not put the electron first and then the bonds next. Have to start with the bonds first and then the electron next. And then finally, which elements definitely no leftover electron is carbon and halogen. Never have leftover electron. So in this worksheet, I'm going to do O2, CS2, and then the C2H2. Okay, so I'm going to do the first question. Okay, so here I'm not going to repeat the NaSl because I assume everybody know how to do it. So my NaSl here is I got two bonds and then a electron. Okay, so if I get, I don't have a central atom here. Okay, I don't have central atom, so I can only, so let me just write down, I have two bonds and then I get a electron because I assume everybody know how to do it. So I have no central atom, so then I would just write O and O. And then I always start with single bond. Okay, I always have a single bond. And then after that, I'm going to check the bonds, okay? Now, my bonds are not happy because my NaSl should be two bonds. Here, only one bond. So we're going to add one more bond. Okay, and then we're going to also check if the atoms are full shell. Now, this oxygen is not full shell because it only has 4 electrons on the picture, and I need 8 totally, so I need 4 more. And same thing as this case, this oxygen is not full shell. It only have 4, and so you have to put 4 more. So then I asked the students, I gave them the choices in class. Okay, these are the 3 choices I gave them, and many people answer is the answer. Okay, if you read this, which one is the answer? Okay. The answer is number 2, because number 1 and number 3, they both have the electrons too close to each other, too close. They're not farther away, and they also, like this electron, are also close to the bonding, so it's no good. So number 2 is the right drawing. Okay. So I'm going to put 4 electron here, and then 4 electron on here. So they make this oxygen happy, and then same thing for the other oxygen. Okay, so then now I can check, do I have bending? Oh, no, I don't have bending because I have no central atom then I have no bending. Then finally, I check the bonds and electron. The picture, two bonds, so bonds okay. And then A electron, and they all full shell, so it's okay, right? Now CS2, the NAS cell tell me that I will have 4 bonds, and then I will have A electron. Okay, now the next question, right? So start the question is that do I have central atom? I do, central atom C. And then I have 2 things around, so that will be like this. Okay, and I start with single bond. All right, obviously my bond is not happy, 4 bonds, here's 2. So I give the class, the option will be this. Okay, so they all 4 bonds, so which one is the correct answer? Okay, then many people say that it's number 3, which is correct, because you can see that this is S, this is also S. They are same element. That means they have the same electronegativity. They have the same ability to attract the electron in the chemical bonding. They are the same sulfur. They're the same element. So not one is bigger than the other. That's not the case. They are the same power. So the electrons must be evenly distributed. So 1 and 2 are not. Number 3 is. Okay? Right? And then next is HONC rule. Okay, we don't have H, we don't have O, we don't have N, but we have C. C is maximum 4 bonds. Good. Now if you look up here, HONC, the O is maximum 2 bonds, which is also good. So you always check the HONC. Right? So we have HONC, the C maximum 4 bonds. And then next is we finally, we want to check if we have the full shell. Now C is full shell because 2, 4, 6, 8. C is full shell. Okay, and also we cannot put leftover electrons on the carbon. Okay, we cannot put any leftover electrons on the carbon. Okay, carbon and hydrogen have no electrons, so we cannot put any electrons on the carbon. Okay, now S supposed to need 8, but now he only have 4, so we need to put 4 more. And same thing on here. So the situation will be very similar to the oxygen. We put 2 like this, 2 like that, 2 like this, 2 like that. Okay, and then the next question is, do I have bending? The answer is no, because I don't have leftover, I don't have lone pair around central atom, so no bending. And then finally check 4 bonds, A electron, so we're good. So that's the answer. And the back is C2H2, so if I do the NaSl, I would get 5 bonds and then 0 electron. Okay, so I do have central. I actually have 2 metal, which is carbon and carbon. And then I have 2 hydrogens, so we'll be on each side like this. And then I start with single bond. But the bond's not happy, right? 5 bonds, I only have 3 here. So I give my students the choices. Okay, they all 5 bonds, so which one's the answer? Now many people choose number 3 at the beginning. And then they change their mind. They say number 4. Now, why? Now, number 4 is the correct answer. Why number 3 is not correct? Because number 3, you see hydrogen has 2 bonds. We say HONC, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hydrogen can only form 1 bond maximum. 1 bond maximum. So this no good. 1, 2, 3 no good. Only the number 4. H form 1 bond maximum and C can form 4 bond maximum. Okay? So this is the answer here. Okay? And then you can look it up, no bending because no lone pair around central atom. And then finally we got 5 bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no electron. Okay, so this is the answer.